Welcome back to BEG Wrestling. We are here. Fridays Live, folks, with Kevin and co-producer Jamie. This week, we're covering a lot, obviously. Carroll committing to Iowa State. We're going to look at their lineup. The Olympic seeds are out. We have an NCAA and NI ruling that we're going to discuss. We have Cassioppi now coaching at Wisconsin, folks. And AJ had some breaking news. First, before we throw it to Kevin for his segment here, Jamie, how was your week?
It was pretty good. It was a hot one this week, but it was good. Work went well, so I'm ready for tonight's episode.
Well, you better be. And next week's going to be even hotter. But even hotter than that is Kevin. Kevin's got some exclusive breakdowns this week. Kevin, let's throw it to you, man. How was your week?
My week was good, man. Busy week in wrestling, which I'm loving. It's the off season, but it's not really the off season because things are interesting. Christian Carroll to Iowa State, and leading up to the week, it was a pretty big surprise, that he was going to go there. But let me tell you what, their lineup, the team that got fourth place last year and only graduated Carr as a senior. Their lineup is looking really good right now with Carroll in there. I will say this. They have 10 197-pounders in the room right now, 10 of them.
Wow.
So you're 197. You don't have any issues finding a drilling partner. But what was interesting is they also got Evan Bachman from Utah Valley transfer over 3 weeks ago. And Rumorville has it that he's going to actually be trying to make the descent down to 184, which makes their team even that much better. Yeah. So looking at Iowa State's lineup, again, they got fourth place as a team last year, which is, normally would be a trophy team, but the NCAA can't afford that fourth trophy. So, but they still got fourth. And looking at their lineup, they're stacked. I mean, from what I can see, what I can tell, just from what I hear, they are kind of jammed up there in the middle weights with Panero Johnson, Ekamendia, Chittum, Swiderski. But one thing the guys from Iowa State do like to do is grow, because Swiderski is said to not be able to make 149 anymore. So he's going to be going up to 157, but he's most likely going to redshirt this coming year, while Panero Johnson goes 157. And then Cody Chittum, I think they're going to redshirt him too, and then put him up at 65 next year. That's what would make the most sense, I think. And then Redding, who came in as a 33-pounder, is a 149-pounder now. So he'll be sitting behind Ekamendia. But, man, looking through their lineup, you got the Frost brothers, which Evan did great, but Jacob is tough as nails too. It's just that he was behind Ekamendia last year. But he'll get a chance to start. And I'm thinking that it's going to be Chittum, Swiderski, and Redding that will be taking the 3 red shirts. But looking at that lineup, I mean, 65 is the one spot that's kind of, but he's still, Connor's tough. But they're heading the right direction. And then next year they put Chittum up there. They're solid, and this was a great move by Dresser and company.
They're deep, and they look stacked for this season and upcoming seasons. But go ahead.
Absolutely, they are young. So yeah, I thought there's so many questions though that I still have about the transfer, but we'll probably never know the answers to. But what was it NIL related? If so, why did he put don't contact me on there? And was why Iowa State? What brought that about? What was the connection there? And I'm wondering, did he think about transferring as soon as John Smith transferred or retired, or was it when David Taylor was named the coach? Because it seems like if Coleman Scott was the coach, he'd still be there.
Yeah, or was it when the decision was made not to keep Coleman Scott? Yeah, but I get it.
Right on. But yeah, I'll tell you what. Him going down to 97, he's made himself a lot more, viable for these teams, and he's going to be a stud at 197, especially in a weight that I don't really see being that deep. Staraki, Buchanan, Cardenas, But after that, it's kind of open, open game for anybody.
I mean, I like the move.
But yeah. At first I was confused with Bachman being there, but I mean, you still take Carroll. But if Bachman can make it down to 84, that's huge because he's, at 97, he's been a 3-time NCAA qualifier, but he's like a 1-2 guy every year. He tends to win one match in NCAA's, loses two. It doesn't make the round of 12 or 16, but who knows? At 84, he might, find his spot there. But yeah, I think it's a great move.
Yeah, and Kevin, I don't know if you can see it or not, but we do have the projected Iowa State lineup up on the board, folks, roster. It's for you to view as you're talking about it, Kevin. Also, the incredible high-caliber red shirts, Zach Redding, Swiderski, and Chittum that you mentioned you anticipate this year. And one final thing before back to you, Kevin. Folks, the link to call in is in the description. However, they will not begin until after Kevin's segment, so roughly 6:15. So if you are looking to call in, hold off until roughly after 6:15. All right, Kevin, back to you, man.
Yeah, last thing just to touch base on this is, what's crazy is their lineup, they're able to redshirt those three guys, Redding, Swiderski, and Chittum, but their lineup is still solid. Usually when you have to redshirt three guys like that, you're taking the year off. It's kind of like a mulligan, but they're loaded. So.
I thought Chittum had a good chance to AA last year. I mean, obviously he didn't, but then Swiderski is there. I mean, they're deep. Yeah. They're deep, man. I like what Iowa State is doing.
Me too, man. I've always been kind of a fan of them, and it's when they're better, wrestling's better. So I agree with you.
Yep. All right. What else you got, Kevin? Folks, later in the episode, I'm going to compare Iowa to Iowa State's current lineup and also Ohio State. So stick with us for that. But Kevin, go ahead.
Yeah. Was looking at the Olympic. The Olympic seeds came out for they seed top 8 guys.
Yep.
And what they're going to do is they're going to draw in the guys that are seated outside the top 8. So what I did is I made a bracket, putting the top 8 guys where they'll be, and then put the other 8 guys off to the side. So you can kind of see, maybe they'll be drawn in here, or kind of get an idea of where the top guns are going to match up. And Spencer Lee, he took a long time off, and he didn't get seeded because he didn't go to all these ranking series and he wasn't the world championships. So he's going to get drawn in. But looking at this, looking at the lineup, it's 57 is stacked. Spencer's going to have his hands full without a doubt. But I think that
we have your bracket up on the screen, Kevin. So go ahead.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I think it would be much better for him to be on the top side of the bracket, I would say, than the bottom side. Because the bottom side is loaded. But yeah, even the top side though, you got Michik, and it's going to be a brutal draw. Even the guy from India, he's a U23 world champ, and he's been tough as nails. So I don't really see any kind of easy. There's not going to be any kind of easy draw for this tournament. And 1 second, I'm just grabbing my.
Also, RBY in there. How do we, no one's talking about RBY anymore? I guess we don't know how he's doing, but yeah, he's in there in the unseeded half as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be
What
crazy.
if we get that matchup? That's potential, right?
Yeah,
Spencer?
and it's like one of those matchups that never happen, and we're actually have a chance to finally see it. But here we go. Okay, so looking at these, you got on the top half of the bracket, you got Michik's world champion, and then you got the Albanian, who's a 2022 world champion. So you got the last 2 world champions on the top half of the bracket at the 1 and 4 seed. And then the 5th seed, who's also on the top, is the U23 world champion from India, and he's been on a hot streak. And then you have a world junior bronze at the 8th seed. So those are your 4 guys at the top part. And then you're like, okay, so all the good guys are at the top part. Well, no, because the bottom half has the Japanese wrestler that's got a world silver medal. And then you got the Armenian, which is a 3-time world bronze medalist. And then you got the Russian, who's unbelievable. He's the defending Olympic champ and 2-time world champ. And then Zhu, who Spencer barely beat 10-9 at the Last Chance Open. So man, this is going to be an exciting way to watch.
I'll tell you this.
Sure.
If Spencer marches through this bracket and wins an Olympic gold, there better be a movie made because and a parade in Iowa because I mean this is treacherous, Kevin.
Yeah, it really shows you what Micic actually did last year, how impressive it was because he went through that gauntlet, beating an Olympic and 2 world champions. I mean, it's unbelievable. But yeah, look at even the guys getting drawn in. RBY, Spencer Lee, Darian Cruz, those guys all won the NCAA titles, and it's just going to be brutal. So hopefully we see Spencer get drawn in, somewhere where he can be successful. But you know what? It doesn't.
You're saying
really
the
matter
bottom half.
I think that the top half would actually be better for him because the bottom half, the Russian is so tough, and even the Higuchi from Japan he's defending world champ or the 2022 world champion. So I think the top would be better, but there's no easy path. Just to be clear, no easy path at 57.
Like preferably that 4-5 quarter bracket would probably be preferable right there. Yeah.
Yep, I agree for sure. That would actually be perfect, Zach, if he could get put right in there. But you know what? Spencer can get it done. He can do it. These guys have never faced the strength that he's had. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
I've seen the video of him doing them hand workouts, baby. But okay. Sorry, Kevin.
No, that's cool. So yeah, we're going to be doing one of these every week, Zach. A different weight. Is that?
Yep, we're going to do one weight a week, folks, leading up to the Olympics. And, if things happen to change in weight classes after the fact, we'll go back and make revisions on the show. But, no, that's a great breakdown, Kevin. And it makes me, quite frankly, a little discouraged. I mean, I'm a little worried now. Spencer's going to have to show up. But if there's one man out there who can do it, I know he's from he's not from Iowa, but he's wrestling in Iowa. But he can do it. Spencer can do it. But
absolutely, man. And you got to admit, if there was one guy you'd want out there, it is Spencer, because these guys have never felt anything like his strength before on top. So,
and more so the Spencer version now, more so than any Spencer version ever, because he's been through the struggle.
He is undefeated on the senior level, which is crazy. And not only that, but he is a 2-time junior world medalist or gold medalist and a cadet gold medalist. So this guy just doesn't really lose in freestyle. He's never had, competition like this before, but man, he's got a good track record. So
I mean, is it crazy to say maybe he's being overlooked? Spencer Lee is America's wrestler. I mean, right? Is he America's wrestler? The face of American wrestling. If he goes out and win a gold medal, he is.
You wonder what? I'll tell you what, Micic isn't overlooking him. However, he did say that he thought there was no chance that Spencer would make the team when he was on the Clash interview last year.
Let's go.
So maybe he is, but
let's fire it up, Spencer.
Yeah, he's healthy, finally, perfect timing. We'll be rooting for him.
We'll be rooting for him. That is for sure. Okay, because Spencer is an American now, whether you're an Iowa fan or not. But I don't know.
Rob Huey says he's from PA.
I know he's from PA. That's why I revised. I mean, obviously he's from PA. He's a dog. That's where the dogs are from, baby. Anyway, Kevin,
Zach,
go ahead.
One last thing here. I just wanted to put the Yanni rumors to bed.
Okay.
Yanni.
Please
proceed. Where did that come from?
Yeah, let's clarify the rumors that Yanni's going to be coaching in Oklahoma State with David Taylor. Those are the rumors. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, and it's like, he just took a year off after he got his 4th title so he could come back to Oklahoma State for a 5th. This was actually in a legit newspaper, and I can't even believe that they wrote it. It makes me, it's just like, why would you guys do this? Because listen, when Yanni was done with his 4th year, he had it. He was so spent. He was glad it was over with. The pressure of having 4 titles. He was so sick of hearing how he didn't beat people by a lot. He had the losses senior year. He just wanted to be done. And he's kind of had a little rut lately. He's had the concussion, the injury, but his love is freestyle. There is no chance in the world he's going back to folk style for another year. And people said that just because he was at Oklahoma State training. But it's like, what is that? What? That's what you're going off of? He's at Oklahoma State training, so now he's going to come back and wrestle for a 5th year at Oklahoma State under David Taylor.
Yeah, that's not happening, period. But I read into it more along the lines of he could be coaching there with David Taylor.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, him and David Taylor have a good relationship, and maybe he wants to get out of the Cornell. I mean, that's been his whole life. Even when he was in high school, he went to Cornell to train all the time from his freshman year on. So maybe he just because he kind of is looking a little stale lately compared to himself. So maybe he needs some change. So I think it's good, even being a Cornell fan, I just want Yanni to do what's best for him, just like I wanted Dake to do what's best for him, which was go where he went. So we'll see.
We have previously stated that we think Yanni would be an incredible coach, and I stand by that. So if he does go into that.
Yeah, you're right though, Zach. This guy is so intelligent. It's mind-boggling. He's a student of the sport. Yeah, he'll be a great coach. He
might end up being a better coach than he is a wrestler. But he is going to wrestle 70 kilograms at the non-Olympic World Trials, and that might be more of a permanent thing than you think. He is struggling to make 143, which is 65 kilograms, to the point where it literally took over his mind at the Olympic trials. Like he was just focused on losing weight. And so he's going to be going 70. I mean, he has to anyway, because it's non-Olympic weights, but look for him to stay 70 on all non-Olympic years. And then he'll make the descent back down to 65 like Zane did. But yeah, that's his plan of action. And people are forgetting about Yanni. Don't forget about him, because if he was a world silver medalist, he lost to Nick Lee in those 2 really close matches. But had he not, he would have been the 2nd seed in that tournament, which is the seed Sebastian Rivera got, and he was able to walk to the finals. He's real close from being very relevant. So people are foolish if they forget about Yanni. Yeah, it's crazy, man. He loses an inch, and it's like that's how far he falls. People forget that fast. But, folks, the phone lines are now open, okay? Kevin, stick around, man. I don't know if you have, but I just wanted to announce phone lines are officially open, folks. So go ahead and call in if you have anything to say or talk about. But, Kevin, I don't know if you have time to stick around or not. I was going to get into a little bit. And I don't know if you have any thoughts on this NCAA and NIL ruling and some possible impacts of that. I have a interview with Wade Chalice coming out tentatively on Sunday, folks, in which we actually discuss this a lot. And but Kevin, I wanted to see if you had any thoughts on that.
I would love to hear what you have to say, because it sounds like you put in some good time on it. So fire away, man. I want to hear what you learned.
Well, I mean, first of all, folks, go to Flow Wrestling, because they have this is where I got the article. This is where the article is, and they do a great breakdown. There's a lot of quotes in here from a lot of big coaches, including Kevin Dresser. To sum it up in one sentence, I'd say the next 18 months are going to be crazy, crazy, rocky, and bumpy. Then we have Alex Clemson, Maryland coach. I worry about our sport in general. Back to Kevin Dresser. If I had to sum it up in a sentence, Iowa State, I'd say the next 18 months are going to be crazy. Okay, he already said that. That was a 2-page typo. Unbelievable, dude. But anyway, let me sum this up, dude. So basically, last month the NCAA and Power 5 conferences agreed to a settlement worth $2.75 billion, resolving 3 pending antitrust lawsuits, House versus NCAA, and it's going back to 2016. Okay, and the settlement allows for each school to share 22% of the average Power 5 school's revenue, which is projected to be more than $20 million annually per school. They don't know where that's going, what percentage is it going to be evenly split out or not? But cost-cutting moves are underway. Basically, the reason Dresser's in this and the prime interviewee is Iowa State's wrestling facility has been postponed, their new wrestling facility, and this is basically the reason why. And so everyone's freaking out, dude. Wrestling's going to they theorize that potentially Division I gets cut down to like 30 programs or something. But then that would also flourish the D2, D3. I read through this, okay? And I'm just going to tell you what my thoughts are, and everyone's freaking out. I am not. I'll tell you why I'm not. Because every action then has a reaction, okay? This is the action, folks. This is step one. To not think, and later, here, I forget where it is, there's a question. Will Congress revise this to set perimeters for national Olympic sports? Yes. This is going to then result in further adjustments. I mean, if we think that there's going to be a be-all, end-all decision here and that's going to be it, listen, wrestling is not going anywhere. If we would narrow it down to 30 programs in D1, it would flourish the D2 and D3. I have a whole argument on why that might not even be the worst thing. But, Kevin, my overall reaction, I am not worried. We're going to react, and the wrestling world is resilient. We're going to recover, and I'm not worried. Things will adjust, but it is going to be a tumultuous upcoming next few months, right?
I agree. And I think the revenue part, they're kind of going, back and forth on. I'm not sure if that will be in the final, but really we don't know much about anything that's going to be in the final. They're leaving it such a big gray area that it's really hard for any of us to break it down. They did do a good job in that article, though, breaking it down, dumbing it down. But, Zach, I'm not worried either, man. There's people that aren't going to let this happen. Just like in 2012 when they wanted to take wrestling out of the Olympics, there was people that didn't allow that to happen. And I feel the same way. It's just not. Of course, it's always worrisome, but times change, like you said, and it's wrestling will not ever be gone.
No, it's not going anywhere. But
just Stetson, who just called in. If you want to call in again, I had you in the green room. If you want to call in again, I'll get you up on the screen.
Phone lines are open, folks. But I guess that'll be developing. So we'll see what happens over the next few months there. But I heard that. So basically, another way of looking at it too is, it's more so where the school's controlling the money more. Where before it was donors that could just throw the money at these guys, and it really wasn't per track. But now it's more so where the donors are going to have to go through the school. So as long as they get to designate the sport that they get to put it in, I don't see a problem with that. But you know how schools are, and everybody's out to get their own, So anytime you're putting more hands in the pot, it's always some kind of issue. But wrestling's not going to go anywhere. I mean, you see the NCAA tournament every year. It's a circus. People love it. It's not going anywhere. But hopefully that would be brutal if they did. Yeah. What would we be doing? All right.
But yeah, hopefully they don't get down to 30 programs. That would be pretty awful.
Okay, Jamie, what?
Can I not put someone else in?
Yeah, go. It's the guest top one. We have a call in. Who is it? Who do we have here?
It's not popping up though. Is it because we already have two screens in? With
No,
Kevin
it's
and
the
me.
eyeball on the left side,
I know.
Jamie. Very top.
Yeah, it's not adding him in for some reason. I'm
Do
wondering
you want to get rid of me?
Hold on, Jamie. No.
Hold on one second.
Hold on, folks.
Hold on,
Jamie,
guys.
say something
Technical
entertaining.
difficulties. As always. Look.
Do the Jeopardy song.
Look, let me see the mouse. Why is this so big? What is this? Dude?
Oh, okay, that's why.
Stop clicking dumb buttons.
I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Stop. Hi, Stetson.
I was about to Jeopardy.
Sorry about that.
Hello.
Technical difficulties.
Who do we have here?
Stetson.
I am a returning BEG subscriber of the week, Stetson Starkey from North Carolina.
Ooh.
That's right. Stetson.
Big fan of the show.
Thank you.
That's right.
Appreciate
I've had my name butchered a handful of times, but it's good to be on here. I'll keep it quick. Just wanted to say, first off, really love the show. Thanks, everybody. The addition of Kevin and Jamie is a amazing ad. So bright future ahead.
Thank you.
I have
Thank you.
Yes, much appreciated. I have 2 questions and comments. So the first thing, I am one of the only wrestling fans I know that actually didn't wrestle. So I come from a wrestling family. All my uncles wrestled, Carolina, NC State, Air Force, everywhere. My brother wrestled, all my cousins, everybody. But I'm the only one who really didn't do it. How can the wrestling community better reach people like me? I mean, I got lucky, right? I have a ton of family, but my friends that have no connection, they're just lost. So that's my first question.
Well, my first question, I think we should be asking you that. If you
Right.
came and you're not a wrestler, to me, we need to build up the hype. I think inevitably we need better media.
Right.
If you want me to be quite frank, we cannot put the burden on these athletes. They're out there working their tail off every day. Us as the media, in my opinion, needs to be better, because why is the UFC great? The UFC is great because the media makes those fighters bigger than their names. Like they're a brand, a villain. There's a villain. There's a good guy. I think the wrestling media, in my opinion, would be the first thing. But no, that's a good question.
I think that and also the simplify it. I mean, why do we have 2 bronze medals? Like silly things like that, in international or repechage. It's just like people don't know what that is, and then you want to talk about qualifying the weight for the Olympics. What does that mean? People that are into wrestling don't know these things, so that really turns people off, I think. I mean, the scoring's complicated enough for people that are new, but when you're seeing things like this that just don't make sense, people don't want to get involved, But yeah, I would say simplify it, and you're right, Zach. Storylines, get people interested in the wrestlers themselves.
Yeah.
Right. And we kind of touched this last week, but obviously this whole stalling thing, I think that's a big thing too. Eliminating the stalling, I think it just loses people's interest when we just have, people on top not working and things like that. But I am interested, like Zach said, to see what you think, Stetson, what could draw people in. I
mean, I got lucky, right? My family, there was an easy connection. So I'm not even the best guy to ask, right? My dad grew up wrestling with us, all my uncles. I went to my cousin's matches. My brother was a state finalist. It was different. It was easy for me. I was always there.
So you have one brother, Stetson? Are you older or younger?
Older brother. Yep, one brother, a couple sisters, a lot of cousins and uncles, all wrestlers.
Wow, okay. Couple sisters and
Are you
brothers.
from Carolina? Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. North Carolina. Yep.
Wow.
Oh,
Family's from the Midwest, South Dakota originally, hence the wrestling connection probably. But yeah, we're all from here. So I don't want to take up too much time. I'll actually use the North Carolina thing into my second and last question. So, it can be a little discouraging, to be honest, to be a Tar Heel fan sometimes. I end up cheering a lot for NC State as well because they're somewhat competitive. But my question to you guys is, how does an ACC fan, or, I'm saying ACC, but really I'm speaking for all the non kind of Big 10, and let's throw Big 12 in there as well, Cornell being the exception. But how do us smaller conference people really get excited? It feels like all of our studs are just going to get poached, right? Austin O'Connor, 2-time champ for the Tar Heels. I think if he starts his wrestling career now, someone's going to give him a bag, right? He's going to transfer. I don't think he stays a Tar Heel. So what's the future for us? How do we have hope here? Is Rob Cole the magic? Maybe not.
Yes.
But it feels like the smaller conferences are just in a lot of trouble.
Yes, you hit it on the head, man. Rob Cole. And
Rob Cole was in this Flow interview. He was quoted several times, but go ahead.
Of course I'm biased, but I'm telling you what, that when Rob Cole left, that hurt me more than Dake going or anybody going, because Rob Cole is the reason that I'm a Cornell fan. He's a pioneer, man. He runs his program like a business, and all the other coaches really took into the way he runs it. The things that he went through to get Cornell as consistent as they are. They're only one of 2 teams that have placed the top 10 in nationals the last 15 years. And these 2 teams that just got trophy teams they just had, those were Rob Cole's guys, that he recruited.
Yeah.
Rob Cole going to North Carolina, I've already seen a difference in the recruiting. You guys are already snatched 2 people up from Army. This guy can recruit like no other. And so I'm telling you what, with it being his alma mater, he is going to put every ounce of being into this. And North Carolina in 3 years will, and I know this is crazy, but they're going to be a trophy team in 3 years. I honestly.
Hot take. Hot take. David
How much
Taylor
you've had to
might
drink
have something
tonight,
to say
Kevin?
about that.
I know it sounds crazy. At the most 4 years, you give him one set of recruit, one full set. This guy, look at Stanford. They have 2 of the best recruiting classes they've ever had. It was Rob Cole that recruited all these guys. He's just he's leaving gifts all over the place for Mike Gray, for Ayers. He is just
okay.
He knows. And last thing I'll say is he knows what his weaknesses are. He doesn't isn't exactly the best at everything, but he brings the best guys in to do those jobs.
Well, I would say this, Kevin. I don't know. Can you get Rob Cole? We'd love to have him as an interview.
That'd be great.
But also, a lot of the questions that you just asked, or the question you just asked, was I actually asked Wade Chalice this question, and that interview, he gives a very strong opinion on his response to that question. So
hey, I'll be ready.
That's coming out soon. Yeah.
Kevin, the one thing I'll say, then I'll let you guys go. I don't want to hog up too much time. I would settle as a Tar Heel fan. So my brother went to NC State. They've just dominated the ACC, right? Even Virginia Tech can't catch them. I would settle for just being competitive in the ACC first before I'm even thinking about messing with the big dogs up in the Big Ten. So let's start small.
Did you hear what Rob Cole said? Rob Cole said that Pat Pop's Pat Pop's just going to have to understand that the way it is UNC is the top dog around here. So I know he's been used to it, but he'll understand in a few years what the pecking order is. Because we do have a pecking order here. Of course, to know him, he's just always joking around. But another thing you said about the poaching too, though, you got to remember, those schools, they do have money. They're not as weak as like the
Rob Cole didn't go there for no reason.
They're giving Rob Cole. They're giving Rob Cole the checkbook, and Ramos is an unbelievable guy Ramos right now is in a perfect position to learn under him. So when he hands the program off to him, going to be in great shape.
Zach, you heard it here first. Whenever you talk to the Brands brothers, Tony Ramos is the next coach at Iowa. You heard it here first.
Wow, I'm writing that down. I'm literally writing that down.
Could be. That's a good take.
Wait. But we can't let you go. When will that be?
The Brands aren't going to go away anytime soon. 10 years, maybe. I don't know. Tony will probably do something else. I don't know.
Whoa.
We'll see.
No, I need them. What am I at, Jamie? What am I looking at right now? I need around 2,000. It's 2024 right now, plus 16 years, 30, 2040.
16.
41,
for your boy.
2042, 142. Tom, I need you sticking around till then. I got a little one. We had a checkup today. They said this boy is a dog already.
How old?
He's in the womb.
Maybe a week and a half
Starsky,
ago.
he's still in the womb. Oh, whoa, congratulations.
Yeah,
hey,
first one.
First
Thank
one.
You. Yeah, about a week and a half ago. So far, so good.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
That is incredible.
Awesome.
Starsky, and look, is that why you called in? Starkey. Is that
you gotta get it right.
Sorry.
There you go.
There's so many S's.
You're good. There's a lot. Star and a key. That's it.
Wait a second.
What a nice guy.
Is that why you called into the show? You needed a break from the baby, right? That's the only reason you called in.
Yeah, I gotta go check. I gotta go check soon. I'm outside working on a deck.
I know how that goes.
I'm working on a deck. I gotta go check though. But thanks, guys. I'm gonna keep listening to the show.
Hey,
but it's
thank
been
you
great.
so much.
Appreciate it.
I love your comments. Always appreciate your comments, man. All right. That was good stuff, though. Starsky.
Yeah.
Starsky. Right?
No. Starsky, yeah.
Starsky. Okay. I can say that right, dude. Unbelievable.
That was a great calling, man. He he calls us up, has a couple good questions.
North Carolina, representing Rob Cole out there, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, wrestling barely surviving down south, right?
Yeah,
Only one
that's
SEC program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like nothing. Like, man, hopefully they get it rolling. I'd like to see programs like like I said in that one fax thing. We've had 238 different colleges, Division I colleges that have had a wrestling program before. Now we're down to 78. It's it's
Okay.
discouraging. And then we got 6 weight classes at the Olympics, while we got flag football coming in 2028.
Actually, Jamie,
Speaking
put
of-
up 2. Go ahead, Kevin.
Gable.
Yes,
Gable's
yes. You got some insight on Gable before we.
Yeah,
I want to go back to a couple things, but go ahead.
I got this from someone that I definitely trust that would know these things, but it is hearsay from what I hear, but I do trust his word. But he said that a couple things I thought were interesting. First of all, Gable could have went to Worlds when he made the world team, and he could have went to the Olympic trials. But what happened was Vince McMahon and company came up to him and they gave him the old, what are your goals here? Do you really want to put yourself into this, or are you just kind of doing it to see what happens? Because if you want my opinion, if you really want to put yourself into this, you got to focus solely on it. You can't be going to Worlds and the Olympics, because it was in his contract that he could go. He could wrestle in college and go to Worlds, any international stuff. So he kind of put the pressure on him, and he said, you know what, I'm here for a reason. And he didn't go to Worlds, didn't go to the Olympic trials. But a lot of people are saying, oh, well, they caught him right after the Olympic trials. Well, that's just when his contract was up. And yeah, Vince McMahon's a jerk for other reasons, for, telling him not to go do that, because I don't think it would have hurt his WWE. But it's just for different reasons. But, I wish somebody in his corner would have told him, like, how bad he was at the acting and stuff, and been like, dude, just cut it out.
Yeah, because I don't
it.
even necessarily disagree with that. I mean, if he is going to do it, go all in. Yeah, you probably should focus, but obviously that it didn't work out. But interesting.
Gets cut anyway. But then another thing is there was speculation on how much he made, because the lowest guys at the NXT get paid $50,000 a year. A big reason that they cut him is because his contract was substantially more than that. And I know we kind of touched base on that before, but he was getting paid $200,000 a year by them.
Okay.
So he was getting paid a lot, and a lot of the people in there were really getting pissy with him because he didn't have to do all these things that the other guys had to. Like, they kind of catered to him. They had, a training program there in Minnesota for him. He had a really serious health issue with his heart, where he had to get, he couldn't be on the events for a while. I know it's a stupid reason, but you know how people are. They were getting jealous. Why does he have to do this or do that? And between that and his contract being $200,000, they decided that he wasn't worth the trouble. And another thing which I found interesting was the fact that it seemed like the sexual assault allegations, it seemed like they weren't a huge deal in the wrestling world here, like in the real wrestling. It was, people talked about it, but they hammered him at WWE, and they're already hammering him in the NFL forums for it too.
Wow.
Which is ironic, because WWE is like the worst ever with, sexual harassment and all that. But it's affecting him.
Kevin, Wayne says, is Gable's NCAA eligibility out after this year?
After this year, yes. However, he could get cut from the team. They cut down the end of August to 53 guys, so he could get cut and still go to a team, which I thought all along would be Minnesota anyway. But yeah, he
so
technically
not
could
over.
still do that. But it's not right. You just wish it was, man.
It's still
but
not over, folks. It'll never end.
as long as he's got table tennis to go to or flag football and the Los Angeles games, he's got so many more sports to check off. But the one thing I'll say, not to go on about it, but the funniest thing I heard on the news, because I'm in upstate New York, so I hear a lot of the Buffalo news, was a reporter said, Gable, this was the first time he put on a uniform. When asked about it, Gable said that he went down his 3-point stance and he couldn't get up. He couldn't lift his head up because of the uniform and the helmet. And I'm like, he couldn't lift his head up? Like, what? Yeah.
Well, he ain't used to being on the bottom. Kevin, why don't you get your butt out there and do some scouting, dude? Live.
Yeah.
I mean, you're upstate New York, dude. You're right there.
Because they go to St. John Fisher for their training camp, right? And that's about 2 miles from where I live. So I will be there.
Are you serious? Gable Stevenson is 2 miles from where you're at, dude, and you're getting news reports to rely on?
No, he will be.
I could fly my drone over there. That's how close it is.
Is he in the water, though?
Yes. I was going to say until I lost it in the middle of a lake last week. And we're not talking about that, but...
It's a sensitive subject,
It's a
Kevin.
sensitive subject,
I'm sorry,
Kevin.
I didn't mean to bring that up.
I told you don't bring that up, dude. Real quick, Jamie, put up number 8 while we got Kevin, because I'm not sure how long we got him. But I want you to put up number 8.
Okay.
Because I think this was out today. My dad sent me this today. And this is it up, Jamie?
Yes, it is.
It's AJ Ferrari in a bathtub.
Yep.
Looking super sexy.
Oh, God, yeah.
And super buff.
Fast twitch.
And announcing the greatest comeback ever is about to begin. He's taking visits. Is he going to Penn State? I don't know. Actually, here, I wanted my dad. Okay, my dad called me. First of all, he called me to tell me about this, right? And then he proceeds to tell me what his opinion is, as if he expects me to then reiterate his opinion onto the show tonight. And I said, dude, why don't you just call in?
Yeah.
Well,
Newsflash,
newsflash, folks, he hasn't called in, okay?
he has
But
not.
here, I'll give you Wayne's opinion on this, AJ Ferrari, is that AJ, if he wrestles, okay, would be the only man who can stop Carter Sirachi from winning a 5th title. And hear me out. Carter's moving up a weight class. AJ Ferrari is moving down. He is buff. He is strong. And AJ's defense has always been incredible. You cannot deny that, Kevin. You cannot deny his defense has always been incredible. Carter will not be able to score on him. He's going to end up, if he finds a place to wrestle, I don't even know why he's looking to leave Iowa. I thought they were the dogs in Iowa. I don't know, but...
I have to let Dad in on this.
Oh, now he's calling in.
He's calling.
Well, he better have something new because...
we got to get him in, so...
Unreal. Put him
All right.
in.
Hey!
I just said everything you have to say.
I know. I know. Look, seriously, can Sirachi get that big? Remember, AJ's coming down from probably 220. And Sirachi has to, in all seriousness, I'm concerned about AJ's power. Now, that's assuming AJ can behave himself enough to stay on the team the entire year, whatever team that would be. What I'm saying is you certainly have to give AJ credit for his baseline defense. You don't see him get taken down very often. As good as Sirachi is, with the power that AJ has in his legs, hips, and all that stuff, I think we're up for a real boring match. Really, the excitement might start after the final whistle. That's my opinion.
Ooh.
Yeah.
After AJ wins a 1-0 match, and James S says, Wayne, talk some sense into your son. Come on. I see Marty's here. I got to give a shout out to my man Marty, my main man Marty out there. Love you, Marty.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you, Wayne. I think it's going to be a 1-1. It could be a 1-1 sudden victory overtime. Now, I think Carter is a much better wrestler, but he's moving up 2 weight classes. And like you said, AJ's coming down from 220, and Carter isn't exactly an offensive explosion either. Where he does what it takes to win, no doubt. And I know he was injured during NCAA's, but yeah, I think you're right, man. 1-1 going into sudden victory. And he's the only guy that's going to be able to match Staraki's power and strength, I think. When it comes down to it.
And look at him landing in that bathtub, dude.
As solid as Starachi is, you're still talking to go up 2 weight classes. He's doing it for the teams. It makes the most sense for the team. But in all seriousness, to go up against a huge 220 sucked down to 197, I'm telling you, he's going to have a hard time getting the takedown. Now, Strachey has some way. He's got the ability to pull out wins. So I would still be giving it to Strachey. But it would not surprise me if somebody like AJ, if he could keep his nose clean and actually wrestle a whole year. But I'm not convinced that's going to ever happen. To tell you the truth.
Well,
where's he visiting?
Look what happened with when he wrestled Downey. Downey is a total. He's out of his mind, but he's strong, and he was beaten. I mean, Strachey won the match with at the Olympic trials. There was a minute. It was halfway through the second half of the match, and Downey was still winning. You look at that, it's kind of surprising.
Yeah, he gassed him out.
All right.
Yep.
Dad, you got any final? We got someone on call here, and it sounds like you're about out of content because I know you pretty well.
Ouch!
But I'm right?
Okay.
I'm right? You're out. You're done, right?
I'm out.
See you later, Wayne.
Hey.
All right, who else we got, Jamie? But yeah, I mean, very, very interesting thoughts from a Penn State fan, a diehard Penn State fan, much less.
Hey, Marty.
I just lost my. Honey, hold on. I know you're pressing all the buttons. Hold on a second. Did we lose you guys?
Yes, we cannot see
Look,
you,
they're
Marty.
laughing at us.
Unbelievable, Marty. This is not a circus. Let me remind you.
On this thing. Never mind.
There we go. We got you.
I can't see you guys, but that's okay. I see you on the TV.
Give us the Illinois updates, Marty.
You know what? It's summer in Illinois. We just had a kid win the Pan Ams from Providence Catholic, where I'm an alum. So, where Coach Bourmet is also an alum. So, how come this camera's not working? What did you do? My wife was messing with us, and I can't see you guys. So, anyway, that's about it in Illinois. It's boring right now. Everybody's getting ready for Fargo.
I know it's very boring
at the
in
high
Illinois.
school
That's
level.
what I thought.
Well, we're
just kidding.
Oh, and we lost him.
We lost Marty.
Marty, where'd you go? I don't know.
I mean, he's raising a lot of kids out there, folks.
Yeah,
I mean,
button
Marty
pressing.
is a one of a kind. Jamie, because folks, I have visuals up. I'm breaking down Iowa State on the screen up against Iowa and Ohio State. So, Kevin, I don't know if you want to stick around. I don't know. I'm going to have to literally jump up and rework the screen because there wasn't enough room. So we're going to have to but if you want to stick around for that is what I mean. Yeah. Because I have full lineups, man, side to side. And if we lost Marty, I want to do that breakdown, right? Okay.
Is there any buttons I need to press is my only question. Marty is calling back.
Marty's calling back in.
Okay.
Jamie or Kevin.
Yeah.
Get that started with Marty. I'm going to go rework the screen. I'll be right back.
All right,
and the show goes on.
The show goes on. Marty, the one-man party.
Up. Okay, wait a second. I don't know what's happening. Looks like Marty called in again. I don't know. Why does he keep doing that?
Keep calling, Marty.
Keep calling, Marty. I'm not sure what happened. It looks like you muted yourself.
Okay. Well, Jamie.
Zach, I like that chair, man.
Have a clue. You know, folks, that is a real beaver.
Look, see, we're in the same room.
I'm not joking. That's a real beaver, folks.
Oh, I don't think you are.
Kevin knows you're not. What did you just do?
Marty's joining. Okay.
Oh, you're
Marty, you there?
Organizing.
Folks, everyone's getting so mad right now.
Why is there 2 Martys? Exit out of that Marty.
Jamie, I swear on my life, Jamie, you got to stop clicking so many buttons.
I'm not clicking buttons.
I tell you to click. There's 3 buttons,
and
yet
I
every time I
clicked
come
all the
over
right
here,
3.
every time I come over here, dude, you have so many buttons clicked.
Marty, I don't know what's happening. Oh, you're calling again, Marty. All right, let me try this, Marty. Let's try this.
No one cares. Jamie can't figure it out, and she's on the brink of getting fired, folks.
Wow.
But we do have Iowa versus Iowa State up on the screen, right?
No. Whatchamacallit? Jamie, what did you do?
I don't know.
Jamie, are you the only Penn State graduate in the family? Jamie, can you hear me?
I can hear like us
You're
talking
here, Marty.
in your background.
You are here.
Nope, and there it goes.
And there he goes.
I don't know.
So, Marty, we don't know what's happening. But, folks, we have Iowa State and Iowa lineups up on the screen. Kevin, can you see it? I don't know. But I'm going to break it down because things have changed very quickly, folks, in Iowa. And we're going to go down here. Obviously, we have the Iowa State now projected lineup up on the screen. I've now put up the Iowa lineup. So, Kevin, I'm going to go down. I'm going to rip through these. And I just kind of want you to tell me who you're picking. This is Iowa versus Iowa State, and then we'll break down Ohio State versus Iowa. At Iowa State, 125 were Terrakina and Joey Cruz for Iowa. I know who I'm taking. Who are you taking?
I'll go with Terrakina.
Correct answer. 133. It's Evan Frost and Drake Ayala. Now, this is a dogfight.
I'm gonna go Ayala.
Correct answer.
Wow.
Okay. 141, Ryder Block, Jacob Frost. Now, this is a toss-up, right? In a different sense, not 2 high tiers here, right? Who you taking?
Yeah, I like Ryder Block in this.
I also agree with Ryder.
About it.
Okay, Ryder Block there. Okay, 149, we're looking at Echemendia and Kyle Parko. And if anyone would happen to disagree with any of these picks, which I'm absolutely sure you will not, because, but call in and tell us about it. Marty's having technical difficulties. I have no idea what's going on with the Marty. I don't know if it's Jamie's fault or Marty's fault, dude.
Marty's trying to call again. Do you want me to just join him in whenever? Or
join him in whenever, dude, if you can actually figure out what you're doing. Echemendia and Kyle Parko, Kevin, 149. I know who I'm taking.
I like Echemendia for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think that he's. Yep, I do. I like him. I like his defense. I like his strength. I think he can take Parko.
Okay.
And hi, Marty.
I'm
that
actually
was a wrong
taking.
Answer then, right?
That was an incorrect answer, actually. But all right. Okay. Well, we'll size it up at the end. 157. Yep. We're talking Pinheiro, Johnson, and Caliendo. Don't get crazy, Kevin.
I like Caliendo.
Yes. Marty, you're back. I see. Are you?
Yes. Good to see you guys. Happy Friday.
Welcome back.
Where was I?
Marty, let me finish. Hear us out here, because we're going down the lineup of Iowa State and Iowa, and then we'll get back to you real quick. But we're right in the middle of it. You had technical difficulties, so that's you got to flow with it. 165. It's Connor Uten against Kennedy. You got to take Kennedy, right?
Yeah, Kennedy for sure.
Marty, you're taking Kennedy, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, 174 is Gaetan and Gabe Arnold.
I like Arnold.
Marty?
You know what? I know everybody likes the Gabe Arnold kid. I like him too. I think he's tough as nails. But you know what? He's got to prove himself in a season first. You know.
You're not convinced, Marty.
True? No, I'm convinced. But he's got guts. He goes and he talks smack to Strachey. I get it. You know, I like that stuff. But
isn't he related to like Jaden Cox, or who's he related to?
Yeah, I think it's
Jaden Cox. Go watch his interview on BEG Wrestling, folks. I don't know if you heard of it. Oh, okay, Marty. I'm gonna lean you on the gate 10 side.
Okay, that's fine.
184 projected Bachman and Nelson Brands. I think Nelson Brands could be a title contender, folks, this year.
Yeah, Nelson Brands is tough, man. I Nelson Brands all day on that one.
Okay, Marty.
I go with Brands. I don't know about being a title contender.
Brands a dog. Well.
He's a dog. He is.
How about Carroll and Glazier? Now let's be serious. This is fun to watch.
That's a tough one. You know what? I'll say Carroll.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Carroll just for argumentative purposes here, but I could see that going either way.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be a low-scoring match, no doubt.
What do you got, Marty?
I'll take Glazer.
Bastida and Keeter. Keeter can't handle that.
I like Bastida. Too much experience. I think Keeter will end up being better than Bastida in the long run, but right now, Bastida.
Marty, final thoughts, and then we're going to move on.
I gotta go. I'll go with you. Gotta go with Bastida on this that rundown situation.
All right.
Wait a second. I'm just sitting here thinking I'm the producer, and I don't think you asked me once what my opinion was.
Okay, give your opinion,
Jamie.
I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna say anything that you said. I'm gonna take the opposite.
Okay.
Because I feel like you're not usually right. Your research is bare minimum, and so I'm going the other way.
Not this week. My research isn't bare minimum. Most weeks it might be.
No, man, you did your duty this week, man. This is great.
All right, listen. Okay, we got all fired up, folks. But actually, as it turns out, I have it as Iowa State only winning 1, 2, 3 matches out of 10. Kevin has 4. Marty has a lot of kids running around, but I think he has 5, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Marty.
Hey, real quick.
Go ahead, Marty. Yeah. Let's go back to you where we were originally at.
Hold on. I want to stay in Iowa State, Iowa real quick. I want to say it was 2005 or 2006. A kid named Nick Pasolano had a fall, and I believe it was at Iowa City for the Cyclones to defeat the Hawkeyes. The kid, 165-pounder Nick Pasolano. He is an alum from my club. Pin the kid with the mills on top. Nicky was probably was one of the best I ever had, and that included Tacertus and Cooper and some of them other kids. Nicky was an animal. He wrestled at Iowa State and got the big pin. He had to pin to win, and that's exactly what happened. So I want to say it was like 2006, 2005. I think
that's because he was coached by you, correct?
No, it was because he was coached by Bobby Douglas.
Okay.
But he must have had the best of the best with Bobby Douglas and myself. So.
And yourself. And yourself, though,
and
right? Yeah, because you have quite the resume, Marty. You don't like to talk about it, but.
That's right. It's going to be quite the story.
Any final thoughts on the Iowa State here before we go to throw up Ohio State versus Iowa State?
No, I like Iowa to win the duel. But, hey, I'm going to let you guys talk about that duel meet. But before I do, I got to make my point here. That was AJ in his plunge pool. Okay, yes. His little cold bath, whatever you're trying to recover. I'm surprised your dad didn't know that. That back in the day, your dad would go lay out in the snow to recover, get those muscles settled down.
Nah, from what my dad told me, he didn't recover, dude. He just simply went out and just dug ditches for fun. I mean, that's how manly he was.
Again?
That's what he told me.
Again?
That's what he told me.
Yeah. The first fun school I ever saw was at Iowa. Hayden, what's his name? The old football coach there. He was taking us through. We had went to a football clinic, and he took us through the facility. It was really nice. Anyway, I want to get back to this point. AJ Ferrari to Penn State. Mm-hmm. I want to see him go and all this. We always hear a lot of this. I don't want to say boring talk, but I want somebody. The last guy that talked a little bit of trash was Bo Nickel. I want to see him go.
Trump just came out and said Bo Nickel is a dog. Did you see that? Trump came out and said Bo Nickel's a dog. I interviewed Bo Nickel, folks. Go watch my Bo interview. But yeah,
AJ will take it
to a whole other level. Connor Marasola is going to be there at 197 for 4 years. There's no way.
Yeah, AJ,
red shirts,
Marty.
Red shirts.
You're going off the rails with AJ talk to Penn State, Marty. I said it.
There's
no way. Joke. You weren't supposed to take me serious, Marty.
Add some excitement. Just for your dad. I just want to see for your dad. Oh, my God, he's going to ruin the program. First, David Teller. And now.
Well, I know some diehard Penn State fans that I don't know how they would act if AJ went to Penn State because I don't think
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it would stir up the pot. That's for sure.
Hey, it's what do they say? Publicity, good or bad, it's always good, no matter what kind of publicity it is.
That's what you always say after you had bad publicity. But yeah, I'll stick with that because I'm sure we'll screw up a time or two here in the future. So yeah, those are the rules. Marty said it.
Right.
Any publicity is good publicity.
I have to say here, okay, first of all, how am I going to pronounce this? Vincentovich?
Yeah, okay, close enough.
Right?
He's made some comments.
What? First of all, I feel like he's blasting, more specifically Zach. Mm-hmm. He says, if you weren't on the video, Wayne, I don't even really watch. Then Dad comes on saying, thanks for watching this train wreck, Vincent. Wow, we're just getting blasted.
That's me. Well, I'm getting blasted because I'm
Kevin, listen, this has got some. Kevin, in your stats, even though we didn't talk about your little thing on the Facebook, the little jab at me on the Facebook, putting Joe Williams left.
Oh, you guys are going at each other on the Facebook group.
Oh, drama.
No,
drama.
He was. I said the only reason he did that is because he's like, oh yeah, you got me. Anyway, and then I put my picture of Mr. Bormet taking Joe Williams to his back on there, straight to his back.
Marty's got a big.
You put him in his place, Marty.
It's a 20 by 30 right next to my big BEG poster, that I had made, kind of like my shirt. The dogs are in here now. I'm on the line. I got 500,000 people listening out right now, and the dogs are in here. Seriously.
I hear heavy breathing.
You want to talk about bad dogs, Marty?
Like
ask my dad how good his dog is. That thing. Marty, last weekend I was out pitching to my nephew, trying to teach him baseball. This dog comes out of right field, literally right field. Jumps up, ball taps me, and then he's out that quick. And I about dropped to my knees. I hate that dog. I'm sorry. I love dogs. I hate that dog.
When no one's looking, I read it.
Listen, Vince, I just have to say, if you had a father with that much energy, I mean, we had to tone it down. Like, we saw that, and he just took over the room. We just had to tone it. You can't expect us to meet that type of expectations. I mean, when he's up here, we just naturally had to tone it down.
Vincentovich.
I just had to say that.
Vincentovich. And you know what? I think I said that right, and I kind of wish I said it wrong. Because if you're only watching when he's on, okay, you're not a true fan.
You know what? My kid, when Wayne's on, he counts these like hand things. He keeps throwing at the camera. Can you see it? my dad, and Peyton's like, that's 14, that's 15, that's 16. He's getting his workout in for the day. 17, 18.
Wow.
I swear to God.
When it gets older, you know, kids have drinking games for that kind of stuff nowadays. Where like, hey, every time they say this word, take a drink. Or every time Wayne throws his hands in the air, take a drink.
He just graduated from high school. I'm sure he's playing them now. But, no, hey, I love the stats Kevin talks about. I love the stuff you guys do.
Kevin's stats of the day, folks. Jamie,
thanks, Marty. I appreciate
it. Put amazing. Up 2 and 4. 2 and 4, Jamie. That's the Iowa's. Hey, guys, by the way, you see we're making improvements. Yeah. We got a number system.
Except Zach, be a little more discreet. Make it look like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
We're preparing, folks, next week. Next weekend. Next Saturday, we're live streaming Claw. Jamie is a producer. Yeah, she's running through a couple training sessions, to say the least.
I'm scared for that.
Because we are not screwing up the live Claw draft. Caden Henschel and Billy Baldwin. Have you heard of the name Baldwin before, Marty?
Are you serious? They're going to have Billy Baldwin.
He's live on BEG next Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be with us. He's going to be with us next Saturday then. That's
here on BEG. And I'm telling you right now, I think it's going to be me and Shane Sparks calling it live.
Yes.
Boom!
Awesome.
But don't get
wow. Now, if it's not, I will delete this.
Awesome. I
think so.
I guess we have to talk about this in private, but I don't really know what am I producing?
You're doing exactly what you're doing now, but better than what you're doing. How you're doing it right now.
And Shane Sparks are going to be bouncing off the wall, Zach.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I can't wait.
You guys are going to be like.
We might Sparks just awesome. Get up and just boom, like chest bump. You know what I mean? Like,
man.
I never met Shane Sparks. He's probably got his lawyers already looking me up right now. Yeah. Who is this goon?
Kevin's like,
give me one of my favorite Shane Sparks thing is when he goes like to Michigan or something, and he's doing the moves with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I love his mat return stuff too. So funny. Mat return.
Piles was out wrestling last week. You guys see that? Piles was out wrestling.
No points on mat returns, bud. You know.
Yeah, it's just so funny. That's what makes it so funny. Because he goes nuts over him, and there's no points on him.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? A lot of guys, they slam like Jim. Like the one guy, you can't get him to say a negative thing about anybody. The real old guy, I can't remember his name.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think Jim Gibbons is a legit announcer. I mean, he was the head coach at Iowa State, won a national championship. The guy knows what he's talking about, obviously, you know. But I've heard people say they don't like Jim Gibbons and this and that. I'm like, man, I like Jim Gibbons.
Gibbons is great.
Okay. Well, listen. Eric Stewart commented, Zach for mayor. I got to give a shout out to Eric. He was one of our original subscribers. Eric, he's stuck in that. He's a Cintas slave. That's where I worked corporate America for 15 years. He's still stuck there. He moved south and thought, yeah, Eric, if you're listening, he thought, yeah, I'm going down south. I'm getting out of here. I said, no, you ain't. You're in the same system. Eric, I broke through, Eric. Where you at, Eric? I'm hiring. BEG's hiring. I know you're down south, man. Right. But shout out of one of our original subscribers. Let's break down Ohio State, Iowa State. One of the OGs.
Guys, okay? I got to go. I'll see you next week.
Marty's got to go.
Later, guys.
Well, there's Eric. See you, Marty. Appreciate you, man. Eric said, pushing the slave trade. That's what he's doing down there, man. He's still pushing those Cintas mats. You know what I did? Jamie, you worked at Cintas. Wayne, folks, worked at Cintas. I worked at Cintas. None of us any longer. You two pretty much got fired, right, Jamie?
That's not true.
I however, left. No, none of you got fired. But I left at the top, like John Elway.
There was nowhere left to go.
I left at the top. They were like, dude, it's unbelievable. It's a huge loss for the organization, is what they were in internal discussions. And, but anyway, folks, let's talk about Iowa State, Ohio State, and
All right.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
gonna
If you
put that other board up here, give me.
Jamie,
you don't even
I
have to
see you
cue
clicking
me.
through
You don't even have
buttons,
to-
dude. I swear on my life, we got a lot of training to do before next weekend, Jamie.
No, just
saying.
keeping things interesting.
No, not next week. I'm gonna keep things. You are not gonna be relying on to keep things interesting. Anyway.
Okay.
Kevin, you still there? I don't know. Do we have
I'm
Ohio
here,
State
buddy.
and Iowa
I'm
State
here.
on the line, Jamie? Or up on the screen?
Yeah, they're on.
You
Okay.
got Iowa.
No,
Iowa
not.
and Iowa State.
Okay.
See,
Well,
this is what
Ohio
I'm saying,
State.
dude.
Just kidding.
This is what I'm saying. Jamie was up there talking to Kelly instead of preparing.
No,
and then I said,
that's not true.
at some point,
First of
Jamie,
all-
you need to come down and prepare. 2 and 4.
Ohio State.
2 and 4.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Hey, we are struggling through.
Sorry, guys.
But, okay. Let's break it down. Kevin, you're here. You stuck around. I appreciate it, man. You got a kid to raise, dude, and stuff to do. But, hey.
Good time.
You're the brains here, so let's get you in on this. At 125,
Can
it's
I
Kill
make a
Carey.
couple? Can I make a couple changes?
Go. Yes.
Possible. Okay. I would say one for Ohio State. I'd say 157. It's 50-50. Isaac Wilcox or Patty, and then 165. I would say Bryce Hepner, because Carson Karchla is moving up where I don't see where he's going to have any spot because Rocco Welsh is there. So I think it would go 57 might be Patty or Wilcox, and 65 though is going to be Bryce Hepner.
Okay. So there and okay, I have
That's
Wilcox at
it, really.
57. What was the second one you just said?
Bryce Hepner at
Okay.
65.
Well, really? Over Karchla? Why?
I don't think Karchla can make the weight anymore. I think he's 74.
Well, then where's he rest? Well,
He's
Rocco
not.
Welsh
I think he's kind of screwed. He wrestled 174
he's gonna suck it
last
down.
year,
Let's
Karchla did.
assume for this argument purposes, we get the your info says he might not make it.
and-
But go ahead.
Zach plus Hepner beat Karchla in the wrestle off too last year.
Hey, yikes. Okay.
Or was it 2 years ago? I don't know. They're close though. But
All
anyway,
right, whatever.
all right. I didn't mean to. Blow
No,
all
you
that
get
up,
the
but-
point. You get the point. There might be some revisions. I'm sure there will be some revisions, folks. But we're talking right now,
still love-
argumentative purposes. 125 is Tarantino and Kill Carey.
I
Who you
like
taking, Kevin?
Kill Carey.
Yeah, me too. All right, 133 Evan Frost and Buzakis. I know who I like.
Buzakis.
Yep.
Man,
141
Ohio State
Frost.
is
Yeah.
tough.
Wow. Mendez 141. That's not
Yeah.
even.
Yeah, Mendez.
That's okay. What if Sasso comes back? 149, Echemendia, Sasso, or then maybe even D'Amelio.
Well,
Jamie.
I
left.
like Sasso, but if it's D'Amelio, I like Akamendia.
Okay. Do you have any insight on Sasso, dude? Because
Well,
I can't
the thing
say I
is he
do,
was
but
the-
I have heard that it's potential that he's wrestling.
yeah, it is. He won't start the year out if he is, but it's tricky too to know which weight because before the incident, the tragedy, he was going to move up to 157 to wrestle.
Okay.
And then, but when he had all this
Ooh.
happen, he lost like 30 pounds, which he's got to
Wow.
build all that back up. So who knows what, it might end up being where he's 149. But I don't know. I think I have a hard time picturing him wrestling at NCAA's next year. In my head, I can't fathom it. But
Wait. Okay. Before we move on, though, would he have another medical year where he could wrestle next year, or is this it? It's his last chance.
Zach, it seems like there's just no rules anymore where people can just kind of do whatever they want. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
he could
it's
come
just-
back the following year.
Yeah, if he wants to come back when he's 35, whatever. No,
Yes.
I think that in this situation he would be able to come back the following year, and I know he wants that NCAA title so badly, especially after finishing runner-up twice. So, if gun to my head, I would say that he doesn't wrestle this coming season, but he ends up wrestling the following season for his last year. And he ends up wrestling 149. That's what my guess is. But.
We're all rooting for him. We're all rooting for you, Sammy.
Absolutely,
so,
man. Absolutely. Great
that's
guy.
149. Moving on 157, Panero Johnson, Patty Gallagher. Or, you said Wilcox.
Right. Either or. I like Panero over either one of them.
Okay. Then 165, we're taking Hepner or Karchila, right? Whoever that is.
Yeah, I like Hepner big time.
174.
Hepner was a second away from beating Julian Ramirez in the dual meet too. Hepner's tough. He's real good.
We're gonna have to dig into that Karchila Hepner, Rocco Welsh weight class debate there. But okay. Then 174, it's Gaetan and Rocco Welsh. Yep.
Welsh.
Yep. 84, Bachman, Rogotsky. Ooh, now that's interesting.
Man, that's a tough one. Yeah.
That's interesting there. I'm going to go for argumentative purposes. I'm going Bachman. What are you doing, Kevin? What are you doing, Jamie? No one cares.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
I'm asking you because I want you to start chiming in a little bit, dude.
I mean, I feel like you're not cueing me,
Okay. Well, because you don't even know what you're talking about.
I mean, man, if Bachman is really going, if Bachman handles that weight cut good, I think I like Bachman.
Yeah, I go that. All right, and then at 197 is Carroll, where we theorized last week he would be on Ohio State, but it looks like it's going to be Geog, and Carroll against Geog. Well, I know who everyone takes on that, but
I like Carroll.
How about an intriguing heavyweight matchup here, Bastida and Nick Feldman, dude? Yeah.
I like Feldman, man. I think that he's going to make another huge jump like he did last year. I just keep in my head, him losing 1-0 to Kurt. I think I like Feldman.
Okay, I get it. I take Bastida, and that gives me 5 matches, dude. 5-5 here.
What do I got?
I got 125. Tarantino beating Kilcarry. I got 157 Panero Johnson beating Patty Gallagher or whoever they have. And then at 184, I have Bachman beating Rogotsky. I have 197 Kristen Carroll beating Geog. And heavyweight, if Bastida pulls it off against Feldman, does this come down to bonus points? Iowa State and Ohio State. And say an injury, I think we're looking at the 3 teams, folks, who are competing for the number 2. Iowa, who we just broke down, versus Iowa State, and Ohio State. I mean, if there's an injury here, I mean, it did seem to me that
they're young.
I think Iowa has maybe a leg, just a small leg up on these 2 other teams. But I'm telling you, injuries happen. We saw it last year. They happen every year. All 3 of these teams, I believe, are right there in contention.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It's going to be tough. Ohio State is just they're young, and if they stay healthy, they got a hell of a team.
That's all I have for the breakdown. Jamie, put up number 7. We haven't put it up yet. Okay. It's Cassioppi going to coach Wisconsin, and then I don't know, Kevin. Do you have any comments on that? And then we'll run through some comments, folks. Catch up on any comments that are relevant, and wrap this up.
Good hire, Cassioppi. Seems like that would be a good hire, at Wisconsin. Good guy to work with the heavies, and but yeah, that's about it on that.
Kevin. Move Kevin over on the screen. I'm testing Jamie right now.
What?
Sorry, Kevin.
I did move Kevin.
That's all right.
Okay.
See that? Okay. Not even had to be cued.
Well, be precise
very good,
with it.
Jamie.
Self-efficient.
See where you moved him? It's sloppy. Be precise with it.
What do you mean?
Corners, angles. Come on.
Okay.
This is not.
There we go.
Like
precise.
Visually, this needs to be appealing.
I like to be a little artsy. You see?
Artsy? Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right. Cassioppi's going there. Folks, the Wade Chalice interview is coming out. It's almost 2 hours long, and it is never boring. And it's like an hour and 45 minutes long. And I think I asked him almost every question. Well, no, that's not true because that man's life is so intriguing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But that's a very interesting interview that's pending to come out Sunday. And, folks, next Saturday, we're spending the weekend in Ashburn, Virginia for the Claw Invitational. Jamie's going to be there. Kevin, you making it out?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Kevin's coming down. Wayne's coming down. The entire BEG wrestling crew will be there, baby. And we're coming hard, dude. We're coming hard. And let me tell you something.
It's gonna be fun.
Well, tomorrow I have the annual Beaver Cornhole Tournament.
That's also going to be fun.
You know, it's funny, Kevin, all plans were going to live stream this, but a couple days ago I made a decision to just record it because I said, okay, there's some wild loose cannons in this group.
Yeah.
Can you believe that, Kevin?
Maybe not the week before your first ever professional sport opportunity.
Right.
Do you want to live stream?
Yeah, you might want to hold off on that.
Definitely hold off.
So we're holding off on the live stream. That's unless I get a wild hair tomorrow, and I don't know. Sometimes that happens, folks. Like last week, I was a little wild. People said Zach, scale it back. I know, dude. It's like we go through this process.
How funny was it when your dad thought I was going to the cornhole thing? I thought he was talking about Claw. He's like, "Are you coming down this weekend?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I am actually." And he's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then you're like, "Oh, it's for cornhole." I go, "Oh, no."
No.
Yeah, he's as lost as I am when it comes to scheduling.
Yeah, don't come, Kevin. You'll never want to associate yourself with us ever again.
Hey, folks, listen who the team. First of all, Jamie, who's your teammate in this cornhole tournament?
That would be Wayne Beaver.
Wow.
That would be Wayne.
So we have two BEG
Beaver.
wrestling. And my teammate's Corey, my brother, and I carried him his whole life growing up to basically allow him to win a state championship. I might as well keep carrying him in his old age, right?
That was so nice of you.
I know. He never said thank you either. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, and as you can tell, as an adult, us Beavers can still not let go of competition. So, I mean, it's still
we can't play.
You would think
unless it's a... Go ahead. No, never mind.
What's that one stupid verbal game I hate that I quit playing, Jamie? Taboo or what is it?
Taboo.
Taboo. Okay, folks, my brain works different, and it means I'm good at certain stuff. There's this game, Taboo. I am so bad. I quit playing it. That's how bad I am at it. Also, I quit doing escape rooms. Kevin, have you ever done an escape room?
No, what is that?
They trap you in this room, dude, and with a bunch of people. Jamie, what are you talking about? What are you looking confused?
Because I just feel like, first of all, I'm thinking everything that involves any type of brain work, you're saying you are not good at. So that's interesting. Secondly, I'm interested. Kevin, you don't know what an escape room is?
You don't know what an escape room is, Kevin? Let's lock him in one. Let's go. Let's drive up there tonight and lock it. And
Marty says, "Where is this cornhole tournament? I'm on summer
Frederick,
vacation."
Maryland, Marty. You want to get bodied, Marty?
Frederick, Maryland.
You want to get
Marty.
bodied? You come down to Frederick tomorrow.
Escape room.
We got we got a bounce house. I'll body you in a bounce house. Bounce you to the moon, Marty.
Oh gosh.
No. Now what was I saying? Your teammates with that.
Room. That's so interesting, Kevin. That
I'm reading it right now. That's very.
Yeah.
Marty,
We did an escape room. I'll tell you this real short story. Our last escape room as a family, I started off so hard. I was so ambitious, and I was yelling out instructions. You only have 30 minutes to get out. At the 15-minute mark, I was sitting in the corner. I quit. I could not effectively do anything.
Your instructions were like, somebody figure something out.
My instructions were ineffective because no one was listening. No one was actually figuring stuff out.
Corey, the only one that is.
No, I'm terrible.
I'm terrible,
dude. I did not get good grades in school, folks. Newsflash. You're probably like, wow, that's insane. Because he seems like a genius.
I've never heard of this. It's so weird.
I don't know, Kevin, why you haven't heard of this, but Zach, not good.
There's
Zach's
a ton of them in Rochester.
Go get
okay.
one. We're gonna do a live stream BEG Wrestling from inside Escape Room. It's gonna be me,
Yes,
Kevin, Jamie, and Dad, and we're gonna and it's a
awesome.
4-person event. And if we don't get out, dude.
The funny thing about Zach is, like, he becomes frustrated, right, when he's not doing well. But, like, his only criticism is, like, figure it out as he's not figuring it out. It's not like, you guys didn't know to do this or that. It's like there's no constructive criticism. It's just, like, anger. Like, someone should be figuring this out because I'm unable.
I'm a macro thinker, dude. I don't do I don't do well with details across all avenues of life. Planning details, no details. Macro, though. It's like I got like the wide angle lens on life. Yeah. I don't see, and so I don't do well. And so I'm reading a stupid clue book. Clue book. What? Clues? What is the room vibe? How is my team feeling? I'd go to resort to coaching.
Yeah.
I'm not figuring out. I'm not the clue guy, dude. I'm not a clue guy. I'm not the detail guy, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not a detail guy.
Kevin, you got to go try one out. Knows that. And check back in with us. Let us know how you do, Kevin.
Okay, I will.
Marty, come on down. Frederick, Maryland, folks, is Beaver Cornhole Tournament. And next week will be a claw. We're going to figure out Tuesdays with Wayne. I plan on doing the Friday show next week, folks. However, there is a possibility that will get canceled pending the claw because we've got a lot of stuff to do, and I want to make sure that we do it right for claw wrestling, the Invitational next week. But all plans are moving forward. Friday episode, folks. Everyone, thank you for joining. Jamie, final thoughts. Kevin, final thoughts.
For me, I'm just excited to get to the claw event on Saturday. I don't really know what my role will be. I'm hoping my knowledge can increase from being at the event. And, I'm excited. So I won't be here next Friday. Regardless.
You're off next Friday. You're taking PTO.
I'm taking PTO.
Jamie's out next Friday. All right. So I got to find a replacement producer. Correct. Yikes. Add it to the list.
Jamie, I just wanted to say that, Jamie, we hope your knowledge increases as well.
All right.
There we go. Thank you, Kevin, for your honesty.
I'm kidding.
We don't have her here for her wrestling knowledge. I'll say that.
I'm just kidding. You're doing a great job. Everything's awesome.
He's not kidding.
All right, Kevin, final thoughts, man, and I'm wrapping.
Thanks, everybody, for joining in, and keep joining us. We'll keep getting better every week. And
yes, we will. I thought this was a much improved show. Dude. Thought this was a much improved show. Admittedly, I was a little off the rails last week. And Tim, one of our biggest fans. I see the analytics. One of our biggest fans. He always makes very polite, respectful comments. I looked up the analytics.
Such a nice guy, man.
You know what's funny? You know who I actually make the most money off? The single subscriber I make the most money off of. Tim! Wow. Tim! So keep hating, Tim! I love it, Tim! Do it. You like this? Nah, just kidding. All right, Jamie, close this out, dude.
All right, I'll see you guys. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
See ya. Thanks.
Thank you.